What's up, YouTube? As we're starting to join up in, make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you're over here on TikTok, double tap that function. Trying to get to 10.5 thousand likes. I know today's been pretty slow in terms of the push. Over on YouTube, we just started the stream with Tormented up here. Supports Donald Trump. Thank you, Izzy, for the heart me. Make sure to show some love to Max and Gavin while they're up here. Hit that follow button. Like I said, repost and like, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Go ahead, Tormented, take it away. Why do you support Trump?
Oh, he stopped the guy standing behind you. He reported the guy standing behind you, and if you took Democrats' name off that list, there's not much of a list left, is there?
It's going to be false. He did not report Jeffrey Epstein. He actually...
I didn't say he reported him. I said he stopped him.
Okay, how did he stop him? How did he stop him?
It was his administration that put him behind bars, wasn't it?
Was it his administration that put him behind bars? But that's correlation causation. You said that he stopped him. I'm asking how. How?
It was his administration.
That's not how that
works. It was his FBI that put him behind bars.
You're saying that he got put in prison under his administration. How does that mean that Donald Trump stopped him?
Well, it didn't get put in under prison, but anybody else's administration.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, again, that's a correlation.
That's not how that works?
No, not in the slightest.
So then who stopped him? I mean, somebody green-lighted him to stop him.
It's a correlation causation. You're saying because it happened under his term, that means Donald Trump, quote-unquote, stopped him. And I would just disagree with you here because he's actively violating 4 federal laws to protect P3DOs, such as himself, that are in the Epstein files. His DOJ is actively violating 4 federal laws, right? He was best friends with this guy. He said he likes young women as much as this guy does. He sent a 50th birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein saying every day be another wonderful secret, right? So why do you support a man like that?
That was debunked. I mean, I don't understand why you...
Yeah, debunk it. Go ahead, debunk it then.
It was debunked. I mean, he was...
Okay, if it was debunked, debunk it. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, let's before you start going down some rabbit hole...
rabbit holes, it's facts.
Well, the fact is that he was arrested under... Trump's administration. Is that not a fact?
That's not how that works, Tormented. That's not how that works.
Is that not a fact?
Okay, again, you were going in circles here. I told you just because
I'm not going in circles. I'm starting off where I started from.
Dude, just because it happened under someone's administration doesn't mean
so it did happen under his administration.
Did I deny that? Did I ever deny that?
Well, no, I just want to make sure we're starting on a base right now. So it did happen under
he got arrested multiple times. He got arrested
Trump
multiple
administration.
times.
Trump could have stopped that any time. Could he have not?
Hold on. Jeffrey Epstein got arrested multiple times.
Could Trump have stopped that any time?
Dude, can you address... I've made several different points and you have failed to address them.
You sat there and told me that my points that I originally made were not correct. I'm still on my original.
No, I said
don't
your
know where
first
you've
point.
gone.
Your first
You're still
point,
running away from my original point.
Dude, can I talk? Your first point that you said that he was arrested under Trump's term, therefore Donald Trump, quote unquote, stopped him, is a correlation causation fallacy. I've already explained this to you. Not only that, he's been arrested multiple times, not just once. He was arrested multiple times, right?
How many times has he been arrested? What is multiple to you?
I believe he was arrested in 2006. He was arrested in 2006.
That was just once. That's not multiple, is it?
That is multiple. By definition, that's multiple.
Multiple is 2 or more. I mean, he according to this, he's only been arrested twice. We're talking about prior to this.
Just hold on.
Prior to this.
Hold on. One at a time. I did say multiple. Did he get arrested in 2009, or am I mistaken?
I believe it was 2008 was the only time that he was arrested.
Oh, wow. 2006.
Yeah. He was arrested in 2006 as well, but he got a slap of the
in Florida, correct?
I believe so, yes, in 2006. That's when Donald Trump called the sheriffs in 2006, thanking them for arresting him because we, quote unquote, he said, knew what he was doing, and they should investigate Ghislaine Maxwell. But my point is here, how are you going to say just because he got arrested under Trump's administration, which he was arrested also under Obama's administration, how are you then going to say, I support this man because he got arrested under Trump's administration, when this Trump administration is actively violating 4 federal laws to protect pedophiles in the actual in the Epstein files?
He's protecting the Democrats?
He's protecting P3DOs, whether it be on the left or right. People like...
Well, they're on the left. I mean, unless you want to debate that conversation too.
The left and right.
What right?
It doesn't matter what
Donald Trump.
they are.
Donald Trump is on the right.
Donald Trump is on that list. He was a lefty. He was a Democrat back then.
So then why do you support... okay, hold on.
Well, he's on the list, but he's not on the list for doing anything.
Is Donald Trump a Republican president or a Democratic president?
He's a Republican now, but he was on that list
for when I said people on the left and right, Donald Trump is on the right. He's on that list.
So is Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's a Democrat.
That's why if you would have let me finish. That's why. Hold on. That's why if you would have let me finish, I could have told you. I could have mentioned Bill Clinton. How about we control our emotions and you let me finish, right? Because I was gonna
I'm
say
just helping you out. I mean,
I was about to say Bill Clinton, but then you interrupted me. I was about to say people on the right like Donald Trump and people on the left like Bill Clinton. They should all be investigated and they both should probably be put in prison because they more likely than not are incriminated.
I haven't seen anything that incriminates Trump.
Also,
okay, I already told you what incriminates him.
Also, someone's political party and someone's political affiliation does not make them a pedo. Them being a bad person and being a horrible, disgusting person makes them a pedo.
Right, that's why I said left or right, independent, green, blue party, green party, purple party. Doesn't matter who you are, you should be investigated, and if you did something wrong, you should be put in prison for the rest of your life. And I told you what incriminates Donald Trump. He sent a 50th birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein saying, may every day be another wonderful secret. He told the sheriff's office, once Jeffrey Epstein got arrested in 2006, saying, I'm glad you caught him. We all knew what he was doing. You should investigate Ghislaine Maxwell. When he says we all knew what he was doing, that implies he himself knew what he was doing as well. And then the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein stealing 2 of his masseuses that were underage and him letting us slide the first time. You also have a credible accuser that accused Donald Trump of child rape, right? You also have his also have circumstantial evidence of his past character. He's already raped a woman. He's already sexually exploited naked women and children. What makes you believe that he wouldn't do it? He wouldn't do what the Epstein files say. Go ahead and address that.
He's already raped a woman?
Yeah, he raped a woman.
He's liable for it. I mean, he wasn't.
All right, what do you think liable means?
He was
liable means that you said something bad about her.
Guilty. He was guilty.
Liable.
Can you agree? Go ahead.
What's the difference between liable and guilty then?
Liable is the same word as liability. When you take liability for something, that means you're taking responsibility for what you did.
But also, can you agree that to be guilty means to be responsible for, right?
To be guilty means you did something.
Right, you're responsible for something. So
right.
When I say he was found guilty, I mean he was found responsible of raping E. Jean Carroll, right? And that's his past character.
Not even circumstantial evidence. 2 separate anonymous juries within the span of 2 years found him guilty. That's a minimum jury is 12 people. That means a minimum 24 people within the span of 2 years.
No, it was 9. It was 9 jurors. It was 9
jurors. So they can go after him.
9 jurors.
9 jurors. 9 jurors in each court because it's 9 for civil. You do want to say it's 9.
Okay, so there you go. 18 separate people all agreed together. All 18 of them, whether they're Democrat, Republican, whatever the fuck they are, all agreed. Yeah, Trump did this. He's convicted of this.
Yeah. So address that point, buddy. Go ahead. Stop bootlicking a P3
Yeah. So the laws were changed.
Please address the point.
I'm sorry. You keep muting me, and now you're going to let me talk. So the laws were changed by Democrats so that they can purposely go after.
Are you going to address the point?
Excuse me, would you shut the hell up and let somebody talk, man? Will you mute that guy?
No, I won't because he's a mod. But Gavin, I want him to make this point so I can absolutely fry him on this. Actually, you said the Democrats going to go change the law to go after Trump. False. It was changed a year prior to go after to civilly go after pastors that had raped children. I believe, or people underage, and then those women that were obviously adults at that point were able to pursue civil charges.
Yeah, it was not only pastors, it was anyone in the Catholic Church because of a lot of Catholic private schools. It was called the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement had multiple movements prior, but it was under the new Me Too movement. That was the thing.
Yeah, the point is it wasn't changed specifically for Trump because this was a year prior. It was just the fact that E. Jean Carroll was able to pursue civil charges because of the law that was changed for those victims in that movement. So nice try there, but address what Gavin, Max, and I have already said. But nice pivot there, but address it. Go ahead.
Yeah, address the 18 people within the span of 2 years that said that he was guilty. 18 separate people that all had to agree he was guilty.
Yeah, he was definitely found not guilty. He was found liable. I don't understand why you don't understand that term. Liable and guilty we already agreed. Complete different medical
we already
terms.
Agreed. Hold on. We already agreed that to be guilty.
No, you agreed.
Okay, you said to be guilty.
They're two legally different terms.
You said to be guilty of something means to be found responsible for, yes?
They're two different legal terms.
Can you answer the question? What does guilt mean? What does guilty mean?
Why did they not bring grape charges against him?
What, because of criminal charges, statute of limitations, and because of the law?
No, they changed the statute of limitations.
Hold on.
That's the reason why they were able to go after him in the first
statutes
place.
of limitations for criminal charges. But if you want to reference why it was grape and not, and it was why it was essay and not grape, it was because of the law at that time. It was only a male member penetrating a female member, but the jury found it to be he penetrated her with his fingers, right, which wasn't considered grape at that time. But then eventually they did change the law. Colloquially, what he did is known as grape, and colloquially, what he did is known as him being found guilty.
Liable, which means he defamed her.
No, does guilty mean to be responsible for? Yes or no?
It means that he defamed her.
Does guilty mean to be responsible for? Yes or no?
I don't know, because he wasn't found guilty.
You don't know what guilty means? If I say
it doesn't matter, he wasn't found guilty.
If I say I'm eating, if I say I'm guilty of eating a chocolate chip cookie, what does that mean? What does the word guilty mean?
Let's try it the other way. If you're liable of eating a chocolate chip cookie, what does that mean?
What can you answer the question and I'll answer your question? What does it mean?
No, because it's a stupid question. I'm not even going to entertain it.
You think it's a stupid question because it debunks your own argument.
I know
think it's a stupid question because it debunks your own argument. Because when I say
you want to play what if?
When I say I'm guilty of eating a chocolate chip cookie, all I mean is I'm responsible of eating a chocolate chip cookie. So when I say Donald Trump is guilty of this certain action, all I'm saying he was responsible by the jury of forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina with his fingers. Which is true. That's facts. That's what the jury verdict says.
Can I add some clarification real quick?
Go ahead.
In this case, for the liability, right? It was brought up in the court case that what he's being held liable for now is the fact that he did grape. It wasn't just anymore about, well, he said this about me and it's a lie. Well, now you have to prove that it was a lie. So they bring this evidence in that he did do this, which means he was liable.
What evidence?
We'll address that in a second. So, basically for clarification, yes. So when bringing forth the defamation case, the judge told her, you have to prove that he did do this in order to prove defamation. That is true. She had to prove that he raped her in order to prove defamation.
So not only did he have to pay money for the defamation, but also like $5 million for SA too. I'm pretty sure.
I can double check.
Yeah, it was $5 million for SA, and then 70 or not. I don't know, but it was tens of millions of dollars for defamation, right? So the point is here, he was held liable, and colloquially he was found to be responsible of doing this certain action. Stop bootlicking. Go ahead and respond. We'll let you respond. We won't interrupt. We've been interrupting quite a bit, but we'll let you respond. Go ahead.
So anyway, I don't know about the bootlicking bullshit, but here's the fact of the matter. It was known that Epstein did go to...
We're not talking about Epstein. We're talking about E. Jean Carroll and Trump.
I thought we were talking about not interrupting people. I didn't go very long.
If you want to pivot,
so
if you
want to
pivot,
about the people standing behind you, are we not?
Pivoted from Epstein to E. Jean Carroll, like you brought this up.
You were the one who disputed that Donald Trump had raped someone, which brought in this whole debate.
Yes, I do. I still stand by that.
So, okay, but with the evidence, with everything that we had presented, can you dispute anything that
he was liable for SA?
Cool. So then why do you support someone who was found to be... Why was he responsible? Why do you support someone who was responsible for forcibly penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina?
Oh, because I heard the case, I saw the case, and you guys made sure that it was done in New York in a hostile environment.
What evidence in the case? What evidence in the case?
Hold on. The problem is, Tormented, it was done in New York because that's where the crime happened. Just like if I got a ticket in Orlando...
It was a hostile environment for him.
Tormented, if I live in Miami and I got a speeding ticket in Orlando, I have to go to court in Orlando to dispute it. All right? No. That's why he was in New York at that time.
Gavin, hold on. Tormented, is Donald Trump rich?
I would say he is, yes.
Okay. He has the ability to pay. His lawyers are paid a lot of money. He gets good lawyers, correct?
I would say he does, yes.
Okay. His lawyers should have made the case that if you say what you said is, if what you say is true, that it was a hostile environment and that the results of the case would have been skewed because of any bias due to political affiliation, then the case can be moved. The case can be moved to a different area. They didn't make that. They didn't ask for that to be made. They didn't make a case for that. They didn't do that.
I need to
That's
check
on,
on that.
that's
I
on
don't believe
Trump's
that's
defense
true.
team. That's on Trump's defense team.
Yeah.
They tried to make that case after when appealing, but they can't do that.
Yeah. So not only was Gavin and Max right here, but I want to like mention something here, or I guess go ahead and respond because yeah, you saying that it was hostile environment isn't reasonable doubt. That's not you. That's like saying any court case can be in a hostile environment. That's not reasonable doubt to believe that. So I guess you respond to what both Gavin and Max said, and then my question for you is, what evidence do you dispute in the case?
And the process of jury selection, where they get to ask the jury questions in which they get to determine different biases that the jury might have. And then they have a certain amount of juries that they can excuse and get different juries from the jury pool.
Yeah. So address what they said and then answer the question of what evidence in the case do you dispute? Because again,
I'm looking some stuff up. I'm not as well educated on the
but would you
on the
agree
actual
saying
case itself, so I'm having to look stuff up.
you're good? But would you agree saying that it's a hostile environment? That isn't reasonable doubt because you could apply that to literally any other court case. Which
I'm sorry,
leads
do
you
what?
to believe. Would you agree that saying it's a hostile environment isn't reasonable doubt without any actual evidence? Because then you can say that about any court case, right?
Also, he's a liar because he did say, not even 2 or 3 minutes ago, he did say that I don't believe the case because I looked into it and I read into it and I watched it. He clarified that he's seen the case and he looked into it.
I
That's
never
why he
watched it.
disputed
I
the
never
evidence.
said I did watch it. You might.
But you did say you looked into it, so how could you dispute
Oh,
the
I have
evidence?
looked into it. Yeah.
Well, what are you
am I
trying to?
100% familiar with it? No.
Sure.
No.
What are you
He's
trying to
saying
look-
that he's not familiar with the legal processes.
Sure. What do you what do you
Like, where
so
you-
do you have any response to anything that has been said over the last couple of minutes on the stream or?
Oh, one thing I stand by the fact that it was in a hostile environment. I mean,
Again,
there is
it's
no
not reasonable
question that
doubt.
New
You
York
have
does
no
not like
evidence
Trump.
for that. The jury selection process, the jury selection process, it's very unlikely that it would be a hostile environment. Like it would be a hostile
Are
environment.
you saying New
There would
York
be
is not
hold
hostile
on.
towards Trump?
No, hold on. With the jury selection process, Trump's lawyers are able to ask the jurors questions that would reveal any biases that they have that would affect their decisions, their view of the case, and if they determined him to be liable, okay, they would then they can say that they want the juror to be released from the case, and they get another juror from the jury pool. That's how the jury selection process goes. So to have the jury selection process with Trump's very experienced, well-paid lawyers, and still have a unanimous decision is very unlikely. If it is very unlikely that it was a hostile environment, and it's very unlikely that it was it didn't happen.
Yeah,
So
again,
we're just going to say that
still,
it wasn't a hostile environment for him, New York.
but that's not reasonable doubt. That's
You
not
don't have any
reasonable doubt.
Absolutely
you don't have reasonable evidence for that. You don't have a reasonable case for that because
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Do you not believe that New York is a hostile environment for
So
Donald J. Trump?
again, hold on. Max already explained this. Max already
New York-
explained this. Sorry.
I
go
just
ahead.
explained this to you. New York.
Okay, I'm
has
asking for your opinion,
I just gave you my opinion. New York.
and your opinion is no.
Yes, because again, the
Okay.
jury selection process.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and if you want to say they're all Dems, that's like, if you want to go into the maths of it, it is possible that at least 2 of them were going to be right leaning. If you go into the maths of it, so and it was all 9 jurors that found it.
Well, all they
to be the
needed was
case.
50%. They didn't need 100%.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
You need all
Anyways,
the jurors
so yeah. Do you have any other points that you want to bring up in terms of this, or are you going to concede
Also,
that he
even if
Wait,
they needed. Oh, sorry.
hold on. You agreed that he was held liable of sexual abuse, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you agreed that it was forceful penetration of a woman's vagina with his fingers, yes?
I think that's what they charged him with.
Cool. So at this point, what you're going to be disputing is something within the case, evidence within the case, yes?
No, I really don't care about the case too much. I mean, I
then
think
if
the
you
whole
don't care
thing was
about the
kind of
case-
BS. The whole situation makes no sense.
If you can't dispute the case, just because it doesn't make sense to you, doesn't mean that he didn't grave someone. If you can't dispute
Let me
evidence
ask
within
you
the
a
case,
question.
if you
Tell me the events that happened back then, and you tell me if that makes sense.
Sure. If there isn't any reasonable doubt within this actual case, then that means it did happen, and you have yet to find any evidence that you dispute or any reasonable doubt backed by actual evidence, right? So
No, I'll
therefore,
go by common sense.
again, common sense would be to trust the decision of the jury that found him to be liable.
Okay,
It's common
so
sense.
this is what happened, and this is what Carol says happened. He
On top
walked
of that,
into a
Tormented,
supermarket
on
or to
top
a
of
store
that-
that she was working at. She recognized
wasn't
him, ran over to
He
him,
was in the store.
and walked him over to the lingerie department where they picked out lingerie, and then she went in and offered to try it on for him. Is that not correct?
I don't believe so, dog.
The first part of it, that she worked at the store, no.
I don't believe any of that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then how did she
again.
get into a
And you
changing
said it was
room
a supermarket.
with
It's not
him?
a supermarket.
No, a supermarket. I misspoke. It said it was a clothing store. He went in there to buy something, and she grabbed his hand, took him over to the lingerie department, decided to help pick something out, and they ended up into a changing room where she was going to try it on for him.
Is this in the case?
Where are you getting this?
You guys are acting like you guys know the whole story. That's
Where
the
is
story
this
I
in the
understood.
case?
No,
sir?
where are
Hold
you
on.
getting this information from?
Hold on. I've heard this argument. So you're just saying because she quote unquote walked into the dressing room with him that she gave him consent, right? Implied consent. Is that what you're saying? No, because that's still right. People can revoke consent, right?
No, I'm saying common sense.
Even
if a
if
girl
she
tells you she's
hold on,
gonna
hold on,
go
hold
try
on, hold on. Even if she had
You
kissed
asked me a
him,
question.
even if she had kissed him, even if she had been all over him, she could have still revoked consent, and it would have been rape. You do realize that, right?
No, I fully understand that, but I
Well, so
also
then that point is
understand
moot.
now. Now hold on. Let me just ask you if you understand this. If you walk into a store, girl grabs your hand, starts fawning all over you, telling you that she's going to go find you some lingerie, try it on in a changing room with you, and then
And can
I
you
mean,
back
what does
this
that
up?
mean to you?
I just
Can you
looked
back
it
this up?
I just looked this up. Apparently, they were joking about her trying on lingerie for him, and then Trump forced her into the room and raped her. I just looked it up.
According to who?
According to the fucking case.
Dude, don't get all emotional. I'm asking a question. Man.
I'm sorry, but when
You're getting all into your feelings all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but when older people just start saying that, yeah, this
Older
woman didn't get
people?
raped.
Dude, don't
Yeah,
age shame me. That's fucked up.
Eat shit, you're victim blaming.
You're
Eat
you're
shit,
victim.
dude. You're the one yelling, screaming, and cussing.
You're
at people.
victim blaming.
Hold on,
Calm down, bro.
hold on. You are victim blaming. Gavin is right. So I mean, cry about it, right?
So-
if he calls you old, cry about it. I really don't care. But yeah, I mean that's your fact.
But why are you muting me?
On
I'm
top
just
of that, right? For him to take her into the dressing room, she didn't work there, which you already lied about. You lied about her.
Why are you
trying
muting me?
on- Because we are speaking. Anything you try to provide to this conversation is null and mute. All right. There's
No,
nothing.
then I
you
don't
can
need to
add
be here then, do I?
Then fucking leave, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
Bitch. Your mother's a bitch.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
And
Now
you're a
what?
She
rape,
is.
you're
No,
a rape
hold on. She might be
apologist
right
and a
here right now.
victim
Hold on.
blamer.
Let me
Hold on,
unzip my
hold on,
zipper.
hold on.
See if I can scrape some shit.
But first off, Gavin, don't say that on my stream, please. Don't say that the B word. And you, dude, tormented. Shut up.
Dude, I'm
Genuinely,
matching
shut up.
energy.
No one
You don't like that,
cares. No
apparently.
one cares about your feelings. Shut up. You're here to
Not my
debate me.
feelings.
You're
I'm
here-
all right.
You literally cried when Gavin told you that you were old. How old are you?
No, actually, I was upset that he was talking shit about me and cussing
You
me out.
literally said that
Because
he
you
was
are
being
denying the
ageist.
fact that a person was raped and then
said that he
victim
was-
blaming her.
You said that he was being
He's
ageist.
age
So cry
shaming
about
He wasn't even.
Yeah.
Hold on. He S8'd her. He didn't
Yeah,
rape
he
her.
raped her. Sir,
Why
if
do you
all
support
right,
someone
hold-
who sexually abused, assaulted someone? Why? Go
Hold
ahead.
on. No, wait. Hold on. He did rape her. The time of the case.
You have to say
the new
grape. You can't say.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. Tormented. Shut the fuck up. I'm not going to
God.
censor my language to try and
Try to have a conversation with
no,
adults.
Tormented.
No, you
shut
aren't.
the fuck up. Tormented. Shut up. I'm going to say rape because you need to understand the severity of this. Okay. Using the word grape, using the word unalived makes people not understand the severity of things. Okay. He did rape her. The time of the case, rape in New York was qualified as. Okay, it was qualified as the penetration of a woman with a male member. It has since been changed to the penetration of a woman, period. With anything. Okay. So it has been changed since that time. It's been changed. And it is the social definition, okay? It is how society defines rape. Anyone who is posed with the, do you think penetration of a woman is rape? They will answer yes. We've asked this to people so many times, and then the second we say, oh, well, then Trump raped him, they're like, no, it was SA.
Yeah. He ran, by the way. He left. At least that's what I saw from my end. No one kicked him. So
yeah, I didn't kick him either.
Hello, do you support Trump?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not necessarily. I just have an issue with the E.G. Carroll case.
If you could go back in time, would you vote for Trump or Harris?
Well, that's a tough one. Probably Harris, if I could go back in time.
You have an issue with the E. Jean Carroll case. I'll make an exception. I'll give you a couple minutes before I hit a restart. Yeah, go ahead. What's your quote unquote issue?
Well, my issue is I understand that the jury decided. I don't know if you've ever served on a civil jury where there's it's only a monetary punishment. So if he was so guilty, it would have been a punitive award. They awarded $5 million for that. It was $86 million for the defamation later. So do you believe that if the jury was so in belief of her, why didn't they make it punitive? $5 million was not punitive to Trump. $5 million is nothing to Trump. So if you've ever served on a civil jury that awards an amount, you could ask yourself, they don't have to prove, by the way, beyond a reasonable doubt. Not in a civil case. That's in a criminal case.
Right.
Civil case is a much lower standard of proof. You just have to prove that the other case isn't proven. So why?
It's a civil case is a preponderance of evidence. Yes, go ahead.
Preponderance of the evidence. Yes, right. But also, if it was such a believable case and so heinous, why did they only award $5 million?
Because New York lawmaking. Because New York lawmaking is ass, and New York is especially known for me. I'm not done with it.
Look up if they had a maximum. All right.
It doesn't matter about a maximum. It's a matter of New York always defends they're ultra wealthy. That is a known fact, and a lot of the time, yeah, you especially jury dog. Like New York is fucking backward ass. Like when it comes to any kind of.
You're saying the jury was biased because they're in New York?
No, it wasn't about the jury. It's about the system.
The jury makes the award in a civil case.
Not a lot of the time in New York. A lot of the time it gets messed up. Because
okay, well then do a little research because the jury, so the settlement jury makes the award. It's not a judge. So you could look it up. So why wasn't it punitive? My question is, if it's
do you think
so
that Donald Trump
egregious, why didn't they make it punitive? Why didn't they make it 150 million, 300 million? Because you understand it was a $5 million award. So ask yourself, if that jury was so sure that he was committed this heinous act, regardless of whether it was 30 years ago, we're going to believe the victim, right? If they believed her, why didn't they make it punitive? It's a simple question.
Because they're paying. Because Trump is paying for damages that he did to E. Jean Carroll. The amount of money he paid would have to be like somewhat relevant to the amount of damages made to E. Jean Carroll.
That would
point. Be like. Yeah.
Do you think that he committed that act against her?
I would say I don't believe he did. No, I don't believe he did.
Is this the only reason why you don't? Because that's like not a good reason at all.
I don't believe that the jury did either. Otherwise, they would have awarded a much higher amount. That's my point.
Then you just don't understand law.
Yeah.
No, I do understand law. Well, ask yourself this. Answer this question. So why didn't the jury award a higher amount? That's a simple question.
Again, I just told you. Because they have to put a numerical number on damages done to E. Jean Carroll and evaluate her psychological damages, physical damages, things like that.
No. Yeah. They could make it punitive toward the victimizer.
Okay, what qualifications would they have to? What qualifications would have to reach to make it punitive?
His wealth.
Okay, is that the only thing that qualifies for making it punitive?
Yes.
Okay, let's look into.
You have to injure the person. If I make $100,000, I get a $500 fine. That's not punitive. But if I get a $10,000 fine and make $100,000, that becomes punitive. They look at all of those things. Why didn't they make it punitive? Is my only question. That's hey, we don't know exactly what happened, but let's give her something. That's what happens when you're in the jury room deciding a case.
That's not what they did. That's not what they determined. They determined that he did sexually abuse her.
Also, could it not be said that they already chose like a good amount when they said 100 million, or not 100 million, when they did tens of millions for the defamation already?
Defamation case.
That was decided by.
Could that also be said for the said case? Not here to know.
Well, if you're ever on YouTube, there's a poll over there. 14 people voted. Make sure to go vote for it. Want to see how it's going? Make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you're over on TikTok, should have double tap that phone to get that follow. But if you haven't already, repost and live share that I do all the wonderful things. But yeah, again, it was a defamation case. It was awarded tens of millions of dollars, like you said, around 87. It was $5 million for the sexual abuse.
So why did they have the luxury of making it somewhat punitive? And you're saying that because New York, the same state that it was tried in, somehow the defamation case, they had more latitude about their judgment than a grape case? I don't think you're making sense. I mean, you look it up. So the latitude on a defamation case is up to 86 million, but the latitude on a grape case is 5 million. What you're saying doesn't really make sense, because you're saying the system is messed up and New York is messed up. Well, how did he get the latitude to get 86 million judgment against him in the same state?
That was the claim.
Talking in circles.
Yeah, that was a claim that Gavin made, but I think we're arguing different. There's multiple people arguing different things. What I would just say here, if this is the reason why you think that he didn't sexually abuse her, even after looking at all the evidence, I think that you're just denying reality. Right?
No, I'm trying to get in the jury's mind. I'm just saying, why did
we know what the jury thought? The jury thought that he was responsible of doing that act. That's what the jury found.
Right. They found that he couldn't prove beyond what they could believe that he didn't do it, because it's a preponderance of the evidence. So they weigh both sides and they say, well, maybe let's give her $5 million.
Right, and if this would have gone into if this would have gotten into a criminal court case, it would have also been.
It couldn't, because it was.
I'm saying
30 years late.
I'm saying if.
Also, by the way, I'm still looking into this, but from every single law firm I've seen, they say that punitive damages, getting a punitive thing in a civil court case in New York specifically is extremely hard, and they're only rewarded to about 5% of cases.
Unless it's a defamation case in the same. So
for personal injury cases, yes.
But you see how doesn't make sense, right? So defamation is worth.
Was the defamation case punitive damages?
Well, I mean, 86 million, maybe not.
Was it punitive damages though?
I would think so. Yeah, 86 million.
That doesn't mean it's punitive. She could prove that the damages she achieved from his defamation was that amount.
She could prove that she lost $86 million because she was defamed after the fact. So her potential income was reduced by 86 million.
Yes.
What do you mean? So she would have earned $86 million on her own, but she was defamed. So she lost out on some contracts or some.
Yes, she lost her job, and she was defamed on live television.
She didn't lose her job. She won the case.
When she was defamed,
she lost her job. What do you mean? What are you talking about? She was retired. This is after the case. This is real time after the case that she won. She was defamed, so that would mean she lost out on.
No, she was defamed prior. She was defamed when she wrote her book.
That's not what the case was about. He continued to call her a liar after the case.
She
was
called her a
resolved. That's
liar
the
for what she
definition.
wrote in her book.
Yeah, you're getting it mixed up. I don't think you know about this case. I think you got to do more research because he called her a liar after she wrote the book, which then she sued him for defamation. That's what happened. So I think you got to do more research on that case. A B.
Yeah, and punitive damages are only allowed for personal injury cases.